Apologies in advance for the rain. I don't know if this microphone is going to pick it up or not, but it'll definitely pick up the thunder that's going to come by every once in a while. I do live in Florida, so we get a lot of thunderstorms here. Back in October of 2025, I visited Canada's Wonderland in Vaughan, Ontario for the first time and rode all 18 coasters there over the course of 2 days. This is one of the best theme parks in the entire country and also the world in terms of just pure thrill rides and vibes, really. There's just so much going on, so much kinetic energy, and there are some incredible roller coasters at this park. The fact that there's 18 of them is impressive enough. I just loved my time there, and I cannot wait to go back as soon as possible and just lap some of the rides I didn't get a chance to lap because I was trying so hard to get all the credits. Now I don't have to worry about it. Don't have to ride Flight Deck again or Bat again or something like that. As I normally do when I visit a new park, I feel like I had to rank up all of the roller coasters at Canada's Wonderland, and since there's 18 of them, it's going to be a long ranking. So here is every roller coaster at Canada's Wonderland ranked from worst to best, from 18 to 1. Starting it off is a ride that looks like, from the outside, it should not be this slow, but who is maybe the worst roller coaster I've ever been on. It is Flight Deck, a Vekoma SLC. Thank God they are getting new trains for this coaster because it'll hopefully fix what is truly one of the most painful roller coaster riding experiences I've ever had. I tend to love rough coasters as long as there isn't headbanging, so I'm a big fan of rough wooden coasters, a big fan of rougher steel coasters that only have lap bars, but man, the over-the-shoulder restraints on Flight Deck are just so horrid. I actually just rode Dr. Screamore's at Six Flags America before it closed this past year. The trains that it had were fantastic, so I was delighted to hear that those would get saved and brought to another park, and specifically Canada's Wonderland, because it's going to give this particular ride a much longer lifespan because, man, it is way too fucking rough. Ooh, big thunderstrike there. It's just absolutely one of the worst roller coasters out there, based entirely on the way that it tracks. Hope to never ride it again in its current form. Super excited for those new trains to show up. Number 17 is Taxi Jam, an E&F Miler family coaster. There's not really much to say about this. It's a kids coaster, but these rides are pretty fun. They have some fun forces, especially for kids, and they kind of fling you around if you're in there by yourself. So I love pretty much every E&F Miler coaster I've ever been on, and this one is no exception, which is just like not high up there because it's insanely small, but awesome ride. At number 16 is Silver Streak, a Vekoma suspended family coaster. And this ride is the classic Vekoma hang and bang. You know what it's like. Everyone knows what they're like. It's brutal, it's no fun, and it's just insanely rough. So avoid that thing. If you've ridden it before, no need to ride again. But yeah, it's at 16 for sure. At number 15 is Bat, a Vekoma boomerang. This ride was a one and done for me, and honestly the only reason it was even notable is because when I rode it, I decided to open a pack of Pokemon cards on it and record it with my meta glasses, which I thought was pretty funny. It's a classic Vekoma boomerang. It's rough, it's uncomfortable, you get headbanging. It's pretty intense, and that's why it's not all the way at the bottom, but these are painful rides, and this one is one of them. That is for sure. Number 14 is Ghoster Coaster, a PTC family wooden coaster, and this ride is the same as the ones at Kings Island and Kings Dominion and some other parks around the world. I'm forgetting all of them. I think Carowinds has one too. I might be wrong. These rides are good fun for kids, but the line was insanely long for this because the operations were terrible, even on 2 trains, which was kind of crazy to see. It took a long time and ended up being pretty uncomfortable for me because my knees kept bouncing up against the seat in front of me. It was pretty tightly packed in there, and I'm not really a tall guy, so I can't imagine it for someone much taller than me. It's fine. It's one of the best of the kids' coasters there. They do have a bunch of them, and so yeah, I mean, it's worth riding, that's for sure. Number 13 is Fly, a Mock Rides Wild Mouse, and this is a pretty cookie cutter Wild Mouse. It's not anything bad because there have been some Wild Mice that I've ridden that are horrible, specifically a lot of the Mauer ones. This one is not one of those bad ones. I really thought this was just fine. It doesn't really do much. The laterals are what you'd expect them to be for a Wild Mouse, but it doesn't hurt you, so it's definitely higher up than other Wild Mice would be. Number 12 is Wonder Mountain's Guardian, an art engineering adventure coaster. This is one of those coasters that's a shooting dark ride as well as a coaster. I've never been on one of these before. This was the first one I had ever done, and it was definitely interesting. It was very dark out when we went. It was towards the end of the park's day during its Halloween Haunt event, so I actually had a really good time riding it and was pretty shocked by how long that drop track went on for. It's not like a great ride or anything, but it is fun, and it had no line at all, so the fact that I didn't wait for it probably makes me like it a little bit more. I'm sure that if it had a long line, I would have been pretty disappointed. It's a pretty cool ride and a really cool concept, and I'd love to get on more of them. Number 11 is Snoopy's Racing Railway, an art engineering family launch coaster. I'd never been on one of these Art Engineering launch coasters, and they're kind of making a name for themselves with their family launched rides recently, and this was a really cool ride. It's definitely the best kiddie coaster at the park, one of the best kiddie coasters ever. Like, there's family coasters, this is less than a family coaster, this is a kiddie coaster, but it is so well done, has so many cool elements for that caliber of ride, and the fact that you get 2 laps and essentially 4 launches is, I mean, it's a great ride for a very small package. It's a good one. It's definitely the best kiddie coaster there. At number 10 is Thunderrun, a Mock Rides powered coaster. I love powered coasters. I think they're so much fun, especially the Mock Rides ones with the Coltrane facade on the front of them and just the way that they're all profiled and the way that they move. I think they're so much fun. This one was a really cool one with all of the elements inside of this Wonder Mountain in the middle of the park. I couldn't really see much because of how dark it was and because I was wearing my Meta glasses, which I got as sunglasses because I'm an idiot. But it was a pretty cool ride, and it's definitely one of those rides that I would love to just marathon when I'm drunk if it had no line at all. And there's a couple of rides at this park that are just like that, but super good ride. At number 9 is Dragonfire, an Aero Looper. And this is one of the smoothest aero looping coasters I've ever been on. I actually think they've maintained this thing flawlessly. Even though it has 4 inversions, it is glossy smooth through them. The loops are great, the corkscrews aren't painful. There's even an extra helix at the end that didn't hurt me, which was a complete shock. I thought this ride was great, and it sits shorter than the brake run on Leviathan, but it was honestly a ride that holds its own, and I would happily ride it again. There's a couple of rides below this one that I would not ride again, but this one I absolutely would, and I was kind of shocked by that. At number 8 is Wild Beast, a PTC wooden coaster. This ride is a lot better to me than it would be to a lot of people, I think. This ride seems to be very much one that gets a ton of hate, and as I said earlier in this video, I love rough wooden roller coasters because I think that just adds personality to them and it doesn't really hurt me too much, so I'm a huge fan of the way this ride tracks. I think it's so good. And this particular layout is almost identical to Grizzly at King's Dominion. If this ride gets retracked, it's going to be pretty much just like Grizzly, and I think the forces are fantastic on it, so I have a soft spot for it, even though a lot of people really, really fucking hate it. So yeah, big fan of this one. I love Wild Beast, it's awesome. At number 7 is Vortex, an aero suspended coaster. My favorite aero suspended coaster that I've been on. This ride fucks. It is so good. The layout is so fast paced. I know it's pretty much the same as Bat at Kings Island. I think its setting, just weaving in and out of all these other coasters, is so impressive. Going up into Wonder Mountain at the top of it and watching Alpenfury fly out right over you is spectacular. The way they've integrated all these coasters together is so sick, and the forces on it are fantastic. At night, you couldn't tell what the hell was going on. You're just swinging from side to side, and it gives you some really good positives throughout, a ton of whip. I think it's a fantastic coaster, and that'll be one I definitely get on a bunch of times next time I'm there. At number 6 is one of the funniest coasters I've ever been on. It's not quite funny enough to have made it on my funniest coasters video list, but it is pretty damn funny, and that is Backlot Stunt Coaster. I don't think I really appreciated these rides until I rode them at night with a little bit of alcohol in my system, because these rides are hilarious. My friend Mark and I kind of colloquially call these the DUI simulators because you're in the cars running from the cops and it feels like you're crashing into a bunch of shit and spinning out. I do not condone drinking and driving, but this ride is what that must feel like, I imagine. It's very silly. They're just a ton of fun, super smooth, and easy to re-ride, even though you're graying out like crazy on that first like massive upwards helix. But they're such good rides, and I'm a big fan of this one in particular. And number 5 is one of the funniest roller coasters I've ever been on, and it did make my funniest coasters list. It is Mighty Canadian Mindbuster, a PTC wooden coaster. This ride is just hysterical, especially in that insane upwards unbanked helix at the end of the ride. It is so rough when you get to that point. It is silly. The laterals are ridiculous. You're just slammed to the side the entire way through it, and it just made me die laughing the entire way. And then the entire layout up until that point is filled with great floater airtime and really smooth wooden track from a pretty recent retrack. This ride is so good, and I'm so glad that I got on it, and I can't wait to ride it again someday. Into the top 4, it's the Big 4. Anyone who's been to Canada's Wonderland knows what the Big 4 is. So we'll start it off with Behemoth, a B&M hypercoaster. The reason that Behemoth is at 4, and I feel like a lot of people would probably put it top 2, is that it's another hypercoaster. I love hypercoasters, but it didn't really feel all that different from a lot of them. It had some great air, but it really didn't feel like it's like separated itself from the other B&M hypers. Still a phenomenal ride and a great layout. I think it has probably the only layout with like 3 consecutive in a straight line, like huge camelbacks, which it does right after that turnaround. It's a great coaster, and it was so much fun to lap it when I got a chance to, but the ones above it, I think, are just a little bit more impressive, a little bit more unique. Number 3 on my list is Leviathan, a B&M Giga, the first B&M Giga, and probably surprising to a lot of other people as well that it is at number 3. The reason for that is that I just like the rides above it more, but Leviathan is fantastic. It definitely is a step below Fury 325, but that makes sense, and I actually haven't been on Orion yet, so I'm gonna need to do that at some point soon. Such a good ride. It has such a great sensation of speed, and I think it has a lot more, to me, like good, massive floater airtime moments than Fury does. So it does do something better than Fury does, I feel like. I think it's just got that beautiful presence at the front of the park, the same way that Fury does too, but it was the first one to do it. And it just is a massive, imposing presence over the rest of the park that casts a huge shadow over the rest of the park. It's a phenomenal ride. You can see it from everywhere, and it's just iconic to me. I love it so much, but it is not quite as good as the best B&M in the park, which to me is Yukon Striker, a B&M dive coaster. This is the best dive coaster that I've ever been on. Even though it has the vest restraints that everyone hates and you don't get that crazy airtime, I think this ride is so forceful. It has such a good layout. That sequence of elements from the drop all the way into the second Immelman is completely insane, especially at night. You can't see where the hell you're going. That vertical loop feels like you're just flying through it way too fast for an element that size. It starts and ends in an instant and just blew me the hell away. And then the end of the ride is a little bit slower, but is a nice like relaxer to get back to the station. But man, it is such a good coaster, and if it had the regular B&M over-the-shoulder restraints, hard over-the-shoulder restraints, it would be one of the best coasters on the planet, let alone just the best B&M dive, which it already is without them. It would just be far and away the best dive coaster with them. But then number 1 is the newest coaster at the park, and absolutely the best. It is Alpen Fury, a premier ride, Skyrocket. I was completely flabbergasted by this ride. It blew me the hell away to the point that it is a top 10 coaster for me. This layout that Premier has produced is the best looper layout I've ever been on. And that is because they packed 9 inversions into this ride without making it feel repetitive in any way and providing a ridiculous variety of forces. You get hang time, you get ejector airtime inside these inversions. I don't know how they did it, but there is violent ejector airtime inside of these inversions. You get crazy positives, some crazy whip, especially going out of the mountain from that launch. That launch, I don't know how they got it to get so quick and that very, very short launch track, but they did, and it just pummels you all the way up that mountain. The fire effect when it's going off is just spectacular. This ride looks incredible off-ride. You can hear it from everywhere in the park. Its presence is commanding. I am just insanely happy that I got as many rides on it as I did. I think we rode it 5 times over 2 days, which the ride has some insanely long lines, so we did very well to get on it when we found shorter lines for it. It was an unreal experience, and the one thing I wish is that I had gotten a front row on it, because I can't imagine what that would have felt like. But man, what an unreal ride. Premier, I don't know what you're cooking, but you're fucking cooking, like with gas. Keep it up. Unreal coaster. Unreal coaster. And it's the top of one of the best coaster lineups in the entire world at Canada's Wonderland. That's all 18 of them. But thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, that is all 18 coasters at Canada's Wonderland ranked from worst to best. Let me know if you think my list is wrong. It probably is different than almost everybody's out there. I love certain kinds of rides a lot more than others, and a lot of rides that people probably have in the bottom 2 or 3 are pretty high for me. So I'm a huge fan of those kinds of rides. So let me know how I'm wrong, why I'm wrong, what I did wrong, how stupid I am, that I should jump off of a bridge or something like that. That's fine with me. But thank you so much for watching if you made it this far in the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.